Welcome to Terps After the Buzzer. I'm Matt Ellentuck, and I'm here with Ryan Connors, who's Alex Kirchner's replacement for the day. We saw a different attack from Maryland, who won its second game by double digits. They beat Cleveland State today, 80-63. We saw career highs from Jared Nickens and Diamond Stone tonight. What did you see out of them?
Jared he's going to be open all the time. He talked about it in his post-game press conference about how Carter and Stone are going to attract a lot of double teams this year, which is going to leave him even more open. And, Diamond Stone's he's looking pretty good. He's getting better each game. He didn't foul out, which is an improvement. And against some of these guys, he looks like he's playing against high schoolers.
Absolutely. Stone did get into a little foul trouble again, which he's been doing often. He had a foul in the first 2.5 minutes, and Turgeon decided to sub him out before he could get the second one. But he played a lot of second half minutes, and he dominated in the later stages of the game, too, getting into the post pretty well. Something interesting, too, was that Maryland's backcourt, who looked elite after the Rhode Island game, really didn't do as much today. Trimble and Suleiman were both held to single digits in points. What was different about tonight?
What's different, I think that just it shows how the team is always going to have someone who's going to score. If Melo's not having a good night, which last year, if Melo wasn't having a good night, they were in big trouble. Seems like this year, if Melo doesn't have a good night, they just have 5-6 other options. Anyone can go off for this team.
Maryland has so much depth, and again tonight, 10 shots was the most attempts out of a single player, and it was Diamond Stone, who most of those were off of tip-ins. So really, the ball is spread out really nicely, and senior Jake Lehman, who is looked at as one of the team's leading scorers, also only had 7 points tonight. I think he only took 2 field goal attempts also. So he wasn't really involved in the offense, and they were still able to come up big. But as we saw in the postgame conference, Robert Carter wasn't really that satisfied. Do you want to tell everyone what he said?
Yeah, Carter said when he came off the court, he was just pretty dissatisfied with the team's performance today. And reporters thought that was interesting because they did win by 20 points. But Carter, and I know Turgeon said this to Carter, that just neither of them liked the team's defensive effort in the first half.
It was definitely lacking, and we saw both teams shot to a pretty high percentage all game round, but Maryland's offense was it was too much to overcome. Another thing we saw is a little more play out of Jalen Brantley. He had another, I think, 11 minutes tonight. He got some play time against Rhode Island. Turgeon seems to be building some confidence in him.
Yeah, one thing he said after the game was that he's glad that Jalen now has the confidence in himself to do it. And more importantly, today we saw him running the point guard, even just for a little bit, like by himself, without Melo, without Suleiman. And the team really could use just a straight backup point guard, someone who can dribble the basketball.
And Rasheed's been that, but I think it's very important that Jalen takes over that responsibility so Rasheed can step out on the wing.
Right.
But another big win for the Terps, who escaped. They're 6-0 now. They've escaped the easier part of their non-conference schedule without a bad loss. They're going to go into North Carolina on Tuesday for what's expected to be the biggest game until they get into league play. And we'll see how they fare. Thanks for watching.